my name's Susan Oatway. I'm the Senior Analyst at Drury Shipping Consultants.
Hi, I'm Leslie Meredith. I'm here at Breakbulk Americas in Houston, and I'm joined by Susan Oatway this morning, who just finished our first executive presentation this morning on the fleet outlook, and she's here to give us the highlights of her presentation. So what was surprising this morning, Susan, or news to the audience?
I think the main thing is that demand is coming. 2014 hasn't been as good as we were expecting it to be, but we seriously expect better things in 2015, and the growth is there. There is definite growth in the project cargo and the breakbulk market going forward.
Well, that was good news then.
Yeah. Yes, I'm much more optimistic than I have been for quite a few years, actually. So yes, there is good news out there on the horizon.
That's wonderful. So can you give us a little bit of the detail on the fleet outlook, particularly the heavy lift vessels?
Yeah, so the main thing about the fleet is that when you look at the multipurpose and heavy lift fleets as a total, it's only growing at just under 1% a year. And that's mainly because the vast majority of the ships are still these simple multi-purpose ships, gear of 25 tons, safe working load, average age of maybe 17 years. They're the old general cargo workhorses of the fleet. The new ships are project carriers, so 55% of all new buildings in the last 5 years have been project carriers. So they have increased spend, enhanced lift of 100 tons plus. Some of them are 250 tons plus. There are ships of 500 ton lift, but if they've got a lift of 100 tons or more, then they're project carriers in our book. And that's where the fleet is going. Those ships have an average age of maybe just 7 years. That particular bit of the fleet is growing at a rate of 4% per annum for the next 4 years. That's where owners are putting their money. So when they are recycling, we should say, not scrapping, when they are recycling their older...
New lingo this year, right?
It is. I got told off last week for referring to scrapping. So when they're looking at recycling their older ships, instead of buying a new simple multi-purpose ship, they're increasing their spend, but they're increasing their spec. So they look at a project carrier, they have a higher lift, they might have a better container to bulk ratio, they might have the ability to carry project cargo in various forms with different tween decks and things like that. But it's all about increasing the spec and adding value to any contract that they're going to do. So the project carriers are the way forward at the minute.
That's great news. Now, looking a little farther out, maybe beyond 2015, what are your feelings about that?
If we can get over the next 12 to 18 months, then I think it is much more positive going forward. At the minute, we still have an oversupply situation in the competing fleets, the bulkers and the containers. We have demand that is slow. It is going to grow, but it's not there yet. But going forward, the projects are coming up. They've had maybe 12 to 18 months where a lot of projects stalled, things got cancelled. Things that we were expecting to happen didn't. Whereas the next 2 years plus, we are seeing things being inked in. We are seeing cargoes being booked for 2 years hence. The growth prospects in Latin America, North American oil and gas, there was that fantastic presentation yesterday by Ed. That's where the growth is. And in the Middle East, there's improvement in the construction industry there, LNG down in Australia. There are projects there, and that's where the growth is going to be. And that's why the ship owners are putting their money into project carriers, because that's where the growth is, really.
Well, that's wonderful. Thank you so much
for
giving us that good information.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Pleasure.
And have a good flight.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.